let's take a look at how the nervous system works. So this is our little overview or introduction to the nervous system. So call it an introduction. So how does the nervous system function? So what does it do? Well, the first thing that it does, you should realize, is that it receives information. It receives information about your environment. So if we look at it as kind of like a funnel, we get this information, and we bring it in, so we receive it. So receive sensory information. And this is information, again, it's sensory, that we're getting from our senses. What we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, okay? Another word for that is afferent. Okay, so we've got sensory or afferent pathways that take this information and send it to a processing center, right? So it goes to somewhere that processes information. So information processing. So we integrate it in a place where we can look at what's going on with it, identify it, and then figure out what to do. So that information processing center is in the central nervous system. Or CNS. And that's going to include the brain and the spinal cord. So that makes up the central nervous system. Now we have the information up at the brain and spinal cord, and we got to identify it and then figure out what to do. So the response then are going to be impulses that come from the central nervous system to different organs or glands or muscles or whatever, and that will coordinate an action. And the action is performed by something called effectors. So those are the muscles, the glands, whatever. Okay, so this pathway going this way is a motor pathway or an efferent pathway, and it functions within the peripheral nervous system. Or PNS. The sensory information is also peripheral because these are impulses that are coming in to the central nervous system. So this is also peripheral nervous system, or PNS. So these are nerves that are throughout the body, in your arms, up your torso, down your legs, all of that. And those there are receptors there that take in stimuli that send those sensory messages up those neurons towards the spinal cord in the brain. And then when it gets there, it figures out what it is and what to do, and then sends the response down more nerves, basically those same paths going in the opposite direction out to the effectors. Okay, so that's basically the function and what the nervous system, the central nervous system, is doing for us. So the functional unit of the nervous system, as you know, so the functional unit of the nervous system is the neuron. So we'll talk about that next.